Hello everyone, welcome to the session. Today we will be talking about three stocks that I own in my portfolio and that I do not plan to sell anytime soon. I strongly believe that these will be wealth builders in the long term, so let us have a look at these three stocks. The first of them is Infosys, which has a current market price of 1700. The company and the business does not need any introduction. It's second only to the market leader TCS in the IT segment. So let us first take a look at the historical 5-year performance of the business and of the stock. If you look at the revenue has constantly grown on a year-on-year basis, and that's applicable for the past 5 years. In financial year 17, they reported a revenue of 68,000 crores. So all these figures are in 1,000 crores. In FY17, the revenue was 68,000 crores, whereas in FY21, it has jumped to 1 lakh CR. The important point is that on a year-on-year basis, it is showing a positive and an increasing uptrend. If you look at their profit is also more or less increasing on a year-on-year basis from 14,000 crores in FY17, and in FY21 it's 19,000 crores. Now the top line is increasing, the bottom line is increasing. Let us take a look at how their stock movement has been. So here is the stock price movement for the past 5 years. In the middle of 2016, the stock was trading at 485. In the middle of 2018, it's at 755. And in the middle of 2020, it was trading at 1250 rupees. The current market price is close to 1700. This just goes to show that if your top line is consistently increasing, your bottom line is consistently increasing. That is also reflected in the share price, and it has generated a lot of wealth for its investors till now. On a year-on-year basis, there is only a increasing uptrend for whether it's revenue, whether it's profit, or even its share price. If you look at this share price trend in detail, there is only one major downside that the stock has seen in the past 5 years, and that is when the market crashed due to coronavirus, and that was applicable for all the businesses across all the sectors. So it's not specific to Infosys, but the larger point that I'm trying to highlight is that a healthy top line and a healthy bottom line leads to an increase in the share price. Now these are metrics that almost a lot of people are already aware of. Let us take a finer look at their business performance. Infosys has constantly been giving dividends, healthy dividends, which are also increasing on a year-on-year basis from 13 rupees in FY17, more or less an uptrend, to 27 rupees in FY21. If you look at the clients they have, the number of clients that they have, now Infosys is a service company, which means that they will earn their revenue from their clients. More the number of clients, more will be the revenue, higher the business, and better will it be for its shareholders. So clients are also increasing continuously from 1458 to the current number, which is 1659. Now let us take a look at two metrics which I believe are probably the most important metrics when it comes to analyzing the financial performance of a stock. One is return on equity and the other is return on capital employed. Now I'll also be making a separate video on these metrics, but for now let us take a look at return on equity, which is denoted by the blue chart. Return on equity is the profit divided by the total shareholders' equity, which is the total money put in by the shareholders. That has constantly increased on a year-on-year basis from 22% in FY17 to close to 27.3% in FY21. So very positive ROE. Talking about ROCE, which is return on capital employed. Now capital would be all the liabilities that the bank has plus the shareholders' equity. Now, if you look at return on capital employed, that is also on an increasing uptrend, 22% in FY17 and 25.2% in FY21. The point is, again, that all the metrics for the business look very healthy as of now, and I strongly believe that the management is going to continue with the current metrics, current performance, and if that happens, Infosys is going to be one of my biggest stocks to hold, and it will also be a wealth builder in the long term. So that's about Infosys. Let us take a look at the next stock, which is Hdfc Bank, which is the market leader in the banking industry. The current market price is 1490. Let us take a look at their business performance, the revenue and the profit. The story remains the same. Revenue constantly increasing on a year-on-year basis, profit again constantly showing an upside. If you look at their share price performance, it is also showing a constant uptrend. From 620 in 2016, 1040 in mid of 2018, and now it is close to 1500 odd levels. The only downside, which is the big downside in the trend that you can see, is due to the coronavirus related market crash. Otherwise, you do not see any major downside in the stock for the past 5 years, and the recovery post the market crash has been as strong as the downfall. Let us take a look at their earnings per share, which means the profit divided by the total number of shares in the market, constantly growing because the profit is growing constantly. The number of branches are again increasing on a quarter-on-quarter basis, which means they are investing additional capital to open up more branches, serve more customers, get new business, and drive more revenue and drive more profit. If you look at the return on capital employed, that's one area where HDFC Bank has used its capital to open up new branches and other sorts of capital expenditures, which is why it's kind of declined from FY18, but it is on a stable level for the past 3 years. Hence, I do not see this as a big sign of worry for the bank. So this is the second stock which I'm extremely bullish on. Let us take a look at the third stock, and that is Itc Limited, which has a current market price of 210. Now, Itc is the meme stock because a lot of memes are floating on the internet because the stock price does not move at all. Hence, there's a question as to why I am so bullish on the Itc stock. Before I delve into that, let us take a look at their historical performance. The revenue and the profit continue to be on the same trend as Infosys and HDFC Bank, which is a constant increasing trend for the past 5 years. Now comes the most important part. The share price has not replicated the business performance. It was at 220 in 2016, 250 in mid of 2018, and now it's trending at 210 levels. Now, Itc has been extremely famous for underperforming the market, which means that even if the market is going up, Itc generally does not tend to increase that much. But there's also a reality that it does not fall also. It has a strong support at 200 odd levels. And the reason that I'm bullish on Itc is the next slide, which goes to show that the dividend per share that Itc has is constantly increasing. Now, because Itc is not generating enough capital growth in terms of the increase in share price, the management has started to give a greater increase in the dividend to the shareholders. Now, the FY21 dividend is 10.8, close to 11 rupees. The market price is 210. That translates to close to 5.5-6% of return purely in the form of dividend. Now, if I'm investing my capital on Itc, and I'm almost certain that 5.5 to 6% I will be making in the form of dividends, and there is also a reasonable capacity for Itc to grow because their cigarette segment, which constitutes 80%, is extremely profitable for them. There are also rumors in the market that they might demerge their FMCG business, which is also doing well for them. Itc is also into the hotels business. So if the businesses start to demerge, there's a chance that there's potential unlocking in each of these businesses. Value unlocking is what we call it. So the reason that I'm bullish on Itc is a 5.5% fixed money in the form of dividend, which is almost as good as an FD return, plus significant upside potential in the market price of the stock. So you combine these two, I can easily see a 12 to 14% upside on a year-on-year basis, and that's why I'm extremely bullish on this stock. So that's it from my end. The 3 stocks that I presented are Hdfc Bank, Infosys, and Itc Limited, and I'm extremely bullish on them for the next couple of years at least. So that's my input. You can let me know in the comments section. What do you feel about these stocks, or if there are any other stocks which you are extremely bullish on, do let me know in the comments section. For more of such quality content, please subscribe the channel.